This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
And welcome to a special edition of the IT in the D Show. We are broadcasting live from the Converge Security B-Sides Conference at Wayne State University in beautiful Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek. You want to catch us online, itinthed.com. We're actually going to be on this live broadcast checking out your Twitter feeds. Give us a hashtag IT in the D, and we'll try to answer any questions you may have. But yeah, we're sitting out here in the middle of the trade show floor. No headphones. Yeah, we're good. We're a go.
We're going raw.
Just found out about this 20 minutes ago. They're like, "Can you be here?" Yes.
Yes.
But actually, we're hanging out with Wolfgang. If you're a history fan of the show, episode number 1, we actually had Wolfgang on the show
talking about this conference 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like a throwback. Yeah. It's great to be back on. 2 years in the making.
Yeah, you found out to this date 4,000 people listen to that episode. So it's
that is frightening.
It's a little bit crazy how things have grown with this.
You guys are doing great.
So just to give everyone a little background, I know you did it in episode 1, but I don't think a lot of people remember. Give us a little 101 on what this conference is all about.
Absolutely. So Converge is the DevOps conference. We look at securing software development. We look at securing IT operations. So we bring in the developers, we bring in the IT ops, and then we bring in the hackers, right? The paid bad guys who can show you how the criminals would break in and help the developers harden the systems, help the IT guys.
We need to find us a black hat. Isn't that dumb movie that just came out?
Oh.
That's a good clue for our upcoming guest.
Right.
Really quiet.
So that's Converge, and this is our second year doing this.
Okay.
And we are.
What prompted starting it?
What prompted starting it is we did the B-sides for 5 years, so 5th year of B-sides.
Okay.
And people are like, I love the B-sides, I love the vibe, but we really want a little bit more. We really want some out-of-town speakers. We really want some great new topics on software development. We always had a couple speakers, but they wanted to see that expand.
Right.
We're like, hey, this is a great opportunity. Let's blow it out. Let's grow it, just like Detroit's growing, and let's make it a 3-day event. And that's what we've done.
So we're here. It's Friday, obviously. We're running this thing through Sunday?
Well, we started yesterday.
Okay, got it.
Sold out house, standing room only yesterday, which
Wow.
is fantastic.
What was going on yesterday?
Yesterday we were kicked off by Raphael Mudge, hometown hero who produces Cobalt Strike and Armitage.
Okay.
And we had a number of talks on software development, the life cycle, hardening applications, and then we also had the traditional hacker talks, how people are breaking in, how they're misusing apps.
So, I mean, these people aren't people are going to know on the street, but these are like quote-unquote rock stars of this industry.
We had the rock stars out there. We even have
If you don't know, you're probably not allowed to know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm just sitting there going, they're like, yeah, you're not in the know, Bob. You're like,
This is why you're the sales guy doing your thing.
Absolutely. So it's continuing on today, running through tomorrow. What? I mean, is it basically track focus? Is it? I guess give me a rundown of what the focus is. And
it's definitely track focused. So we have soft skill talks with people like Johnny Christmas, who will hopefully be able to join us in this podcast in a little bit.
Okay.
We've got penetration testing talks and social engineering talks with people like Johnny or with Jason Street.
Dave's a big fan of penetration testing, by the way.
Yes.
Testing optional. Just
Just test it. Just test it.
Sorry, had to
we had a lot of laughs with the CBI crew a couple Monday nights ago.
Did you guys really?
Oh yeah. See, we need a bell in the portable kit because the bell was dinging like crazy.
Did they tell you about our very special physical penetration testing services?
No, this sounds like something that we need to talk about.
Yeah, see, we'll follow up with that off there. But yeah, so that's what's going on today, tomorrow, and then Saturday. Saturday is the B-Sides Detroit, 5th year running. That was the event that we came on 2 years ago to talk about.
Nice. Well, appreciate it. Well, if it's still not too late, can people still come hang out?
Yeah, come on down. We got room.
Okay. Wayne State campus, park right across the street from the law building.
Right, park from the law building, and we are in the McGregor Conference Center.
McGregor Conference Center, got it. So yeah, if anybody's listening, it's not too late. Is there a cost at this point in the game, or
no? So the B-sides have always been free,
okay,
and will continue to be free. So come on down.
Perfect. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, so now the B-side section, is that today, or somebody said that was tomorrow? Yeah.
Yep.
So tomorrow.
Converge is today.
Yep. And tomorrow's like the Lockpick Village and all like the fun, happy security stuff that people like to do. Yeah.
Lockpick Village, breaking in safes. Absolutely. The Capture the Flag event where they're going to stand up a virtual business and then the attackers go after it.
Bob, we're so going to be back here tomorrow, just so we're clear.
You got to come back.
I know we have wrestling tomorrow night, but we'll be here during the day.
Do we have anything never not going on? I swear to God.
All right, guys.
I know you got a million things to do, man. So, I mean, if you got to run, we can babble and talk and keep ourselves occupied, or we'll make Matt come talk to us or somebody.
Wolfgang, we appreciate it
so much.
And, look forward to seeing you for the remainder of the weekend.
Man, it was nice to hear you over at CBI these days.
So we got a couple guests hanging out. We actually have Jason Street. Your title is InfoSec Ranger from Pony Express. I thought you were joking until you gave me your business card.
Yep, that's me.
So what in the world is a InfoSec Ranger for those not in the know?
I think
now, is it any relation to like the green, yellow, red Power Rangers, or no?
No, but that would be good though. But no, it's like actually it's like Pony Express, and it's like, and they wouldn't let me choose Security Samurai, so they're like they need something more, and I thought the Pone Ranger would be too blasé, so
right.
I went with InfoSec Ranger. So, and for what I do, they're still trying to figure that out as well.
As long as you're not a ninja guru, I think then we're good.
Yeah, exactly. It's
right.
Like, no, I do prefer ninjas over pirates.
Fair.
But no, I do. For them, I'm like their community liaison, spokesperson, their booth babe at conferences.
Get a lot of attention, do you?
Exactly. Well, I do. I do a lot of social engineering. I do physical penetration. It's like I do the physical compromise of building. It's like I don't bypass your firewall. I bypass your receptionist and like go straight into the servers and steal your data directly and physically.
See, that's the stuff that's fascinating, because if you talk to anyone that talks about hacking, or they always think it's the Russian mafia or Chinese hackers
breaking into servers from
Nobody realizes it's the guy Wolfgang did it.
It's the weird science, going through the tubes and the skull and crossbones coming out.
Yeah. No, but nobody realizes it's the guy delivering Jimmy John's or the guy with the hard hat. They were telling a story. Dan Gregory was telling a story from CBI about putting on a hard hat and yelling at people, and they completely just let him through. And he started, going through PCs, and everyone was in the boardroom, so nobody actually questioned him.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's cool about Jason is he actually does still work at Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
nice.
so
he has the cover.
He's got the uniform and everything. And he's got the business
little
cards.
triangle on top of the car.
Right.
Life's good. Yeah.
They did say it was freaky fast. I just didn't realize it was a Jimmy John's reference.
It's like I have broken into places all over, and I don't use I come in getting attention. I broke into a bank in Beirut, Lebanon, and I've got the surveillance video.
Wait. Let's take two Mother May I steps back. Broke into a bank in Beirut.
In Beirut, Lebanon, yes. I actually had the video on my iPad.
That doesn't seem like a place where A, you'd want to be screwing around, and B, that they probably take their security a little seriously over there.
I can show you on the surveillance video footage from the moment I walked in without never being in the bank before. They sent me to random locations and someone drove me there, so I didn't know where it was at, who I was going to talk to. From walking into the front door to being behind the teller line, installing a USB drive with malware onto their computer, 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Shut up.
And I'm wearing a DEF CON leather jacket
That was the best
and
part.
red Thundercat tennis shoes at the time. I speak no Arabic, no French.
They speak no English, so they didn't know what the hell DEF CON meant anyway.
Well, exactly. They speak English, but it's like it's just not very well. It's like it's not their primary language, and I don't blend well. It's like because this sounds American. Okay,
Right.
It's like,
You got a little bit of twang to you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from Texas, so and I did that at 3 different branches there. I stole a computer from one of the branches, and I got pictures from their surveillance video showing me do that.
Now, how does one? Hang on, Now, you didn't just So I went and grabbed the laptop out of our studio and I put it under my arm.
One
and walked
does
out.
not simply.
I literally walked in to steal the computer. I literally walked into the branch like I knew exactly where I was going. I ended down a hallway into the break room. Grabbed a little bit of water because, poning people's thirsty work, and took a small break. Waited for about 3 minutes, and then I walked without saying. I didn't say hello. I didn't say a word to anybody. I just calmly walked behind the teller line while a guy was conducting business to the right of me, to the left of me, and I unplugged the computer that was right there, shut it off, unplugged it, and walked out with it.
No,
didn't say a word to anybody. Did not. I said zero. Nothing uttered my mouth through the whole way. In and out.
What that reminds me of is they always at certain campuses, HP for example, when I worked there, they always put a big sign up no trailers,
right?
As if I'm not going to hold the door open for the guy behind me.
Exactly.
Right? It sounds like the same thing with you. It's like no one's going to question the guy. Like maybe he's a tech. Maybe he's working for.
I was going as the tech repair guy.
Yeah, he's a vendor.
As long as you have a clipboard, life's
Yeah.
good. That's usually how that works.
Yep.
Make fake business cards. I mean, who the hell?
I've never done fake business cards. I broke into the financial center right across the street from Ground Zero in Manhattan using a forged email on an iPad and my actual ID. It's like, so I had a valid badge on my sticker badge with my picture and stuff, showing that I was supposed to be in the facility. And on the left side of the work shirt, it said, "Your company's computer guy." It's like, and they let me in through with no problem. It's like, and it's like
outstanding.
So I broke into a hotel in Malaysia, and I was wearing a worker shirt that said "hacker" on it.
Right.
It's like.
Now, are you just doing this for shits and giggles, or are you doing this part of a paid penetration test for XYZ?
Yeah, I will never try to kill you, steal from you, or destroy you unless you pay me first. It's like there's always a contract. It's like
just like the Joker said, right?
Yeah.
Never do something you're good at for free.
Exactly. I'm really good at being bad.
Right.
Turns out.
Right.
Tell them about the time you weren't allowed to lie to the cleaning lady. And
I was hired by a state treasury from one of the local states here. Well, not local states, but one of the states here in the country. I can't say which one. And their scope of work actually said that I could not tell a lie to get into the cleaning, to let the cleaning lady let me into their office space because they didn't really want to succeed.
Isn't the whole premise of
preposterous?
Yeah, but they didn't want it to
Yeah.
succeed. So I actually have the video recording. You can hear me on the audio. I tell her the complete, absolute truth in a very dishonest way, and she let me into their office, and I never lied to her once.
Is she like the Family Guy? Like no
one here.
No one's here.
Mr. Peter, no here.
I just tell people I don't do APT, advanced persistent threats. I do bad. It's like basic, adorable destruction. It's
Right.
like, I just go in very
it's acronym time in the IT and the show.
and then I destroy you.
The world needs more acronyms in IT. Like I need another sandwich in my mouth. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what I'm tired of. That's what I hate. It's like, because I tell people, it's like APT is just another way to say we got pwned by SQL injection or a phishing attempt, but we want our investors, to feel comfortable, so we say it was an APT attack.
My favorite story, I think, so far is this one. The company that will not be named is one of the companies that are here. Actually, someone did a pen test on their website, and there's like gaping holes.
That was not. Yeah, I
They're like,
almost felt bad about that one.
Yeah.
And then it got thrown up on Twitter, and they're like, "Yeah, guys, we'll."
that's a new drink word,
right?
Every time you read "gaping" in an assessment report,
It's not goatsy either.
It is just horrible because it's like everybody talks about like, oh, I'm so worried about this zero-day attack or this Adobe Flash or this Sun. Like, oh my gosh, there's these zero techs and these advanced techniques. They're coming after our toasters and our refrigerators and our cars and our medical devices.
Meanwhile, it's, are you calling Jimmy John's for lunch today?
Exactly. It's like, and people talk about, well, why you got to worry about the low-hanging fruit? And I say, screw the low-hanging fruit. The fruit's on the ground taking root. Get that stuff first. It's like, don't even worry about the low-hanging fruit. Your fruit's on the ground. It's like it's just gone.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's well, and it's stunning. I mean, you don't. I mean, it's almost a shame, but it's probably the reality that physical security is one of the last things that people think about because you assume, hey, if I've got a key fob and I swipe in, or if I've got it must be okay, life's good, But yeah, I mean, it's the never let trailers in. I'm not going to be a dick and not
every
let
one of us has let a trailer in.
Yeah,
I'm in sales. How many of us have never done a save all and then emailed it home?
Oh yeah.
I mean, my God, the customer records, contact list. Every one of us has done it, and I can't imagine what the tech guys take
Or
home.
at the very least, your personal flash drive.
That
you leave in the back of a cab every month.
Right.
Just for, lost another one.
Right.
Yeah.
So hey, before did we catch his name?
We did Johnny Christmas,
hi,
right?
Hi, Radio Land. This is Johnny Christmas. I'm the soft skills guy here.
Okay.
And, so right up my alley, what we're talking about here, again, our biggest bug as human beings is the fact that we want everyone to like us. We want everyone to think that we're cool and friendly, and we help each other out. And that's exactly what Jason exploits all the time.
And that's what we take advantage of and
and
exploit.
that's what I used to destroy people with.
I mean, part of it's being friendly and honest and having conviction. The other part's having big giant balls. Let's be honest with you. Him walking into a bank in Lebanon, it's not being friendly. That's I mean, I know we're all,
We're
bunch of
also
grown men in the
so-
room here, but I mean, that takes some big-ass
We're
balls.
so afraid as creatures to tell a stranger no because we're afraid of what's going to happen that we are very pensive about actually doing it, even though when we're looking at a situation we're like that, we're like, this looks weird.
I was actually...
But let's see what happens. I'll not say no quite, and then he's gone.
Right.
Yeah, right. I've actually had a bank manager. I was bringing to another bank in Amman, Jordan, and it's like, and the bank manager is telling me, it's like, no, don't plug that device into the computer. And the whole time I'm smiling at her, going, "You're right. I really shouldn't be doing this.
Right,
hold on, just a second." It's like, yeah. No, you're right. I should not be. You should call someone because I know I'm supposed to be here. You obviously don't think I should be here. You should call someone. Wait. There we go. Yeah, plug in another one. Okay, yeah, look, you should call somebody because I guess you don't think I'm supposed to be here. It's like, maybe
Please do.
Well, I did it 5 times before I got around to the teller line, and I was trying to plug it into a computer that had some money stacked on it, and that's when she drew the line. I was like, oh, well, let me go get my paperwork from the car to show you I'm supposed to be there. I'd already compromised 5 machines. I just walked out and then just
Right, and I'm gone. Yeah.
Well, how many like $15 an hour receptionists though, or desk clerks or anybody for that matter, is even trained on a 1% level as to
They get that training their first day as part of their orientation, and then probably never again.
And that's the problem, is the
or
training.
the temp that's there for the day that's in from the
absolutely.
agency. It's filling
forget
in.
the full time. How about the part timers that
Bob
work 2
from
days a week that
Accountants,
don't even care?
Jake from State Farm, all those people.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about at lunch how like network penetration tests really just bore the hell out of us because it's you're just going in and grab domain admin creds and then you're done, and it's like
Right.
great. And the lowest hanging fruit is this,
And it's probably the most fun too. I mean, it's got to be.
it's
You're
quite a
acting with
rush.
people in person. I mean, how much more fun is that?
I don't look at it as like everyone. I look at it as educating because eventually I train them. It's like going to help them out with it, but it's fun. It's like I just love seeing where I can get into. It's like I just always.
Hey, can you pull up your surveillance footage for like the last 2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here's the bill for what it's going to cost to never let that happen again.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining this is like a candid camera show or one of those gotcha shows, but like it's not funny.
What it is. I've actually climbed under barbed wire fences. I was in Nicosia, Cyprus, climbing up on a vent 7 stories up to get over around this one part of the building to get into the server room they had at the top that just had a drywall and glass windows. And I was like, well, someone can get in there and they can circumvent your security because there's no camera on the elevator right here. You can climb out this window, climb up this vent, and get in there. And they're like, no one can do that. And I'm like, hold my jacket. And it's like, and I got the picture of me hanging over.
All I'm
this
seeing is everyone point at that camera, and then they go, "Oh, we just stole all your data."
Exactly.
Wah 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 wah, and then like laugh track. And we
And I'll
should produce
guarantee-
this. I got ideas.
But it's training, though. I was gonna say, but it's basically, it always comes down to training. It's like blinky little boxes and devices are not going to save you. It's like we train our employees that for you to do your job, you have to fill this out here, this goes there, make this widget that way. That's part of their training.
Right.
Yeah, follow
But
the
we're
script.
not showing them that part of their training is also security, that they're part of the security department. Part of the security is keeping things and to be suspicious and to be understanding. If I would have gone to any of those banks, and I broke into the banks in the United States as well, it's like I've done those engagements as well. If I would have gone in there with a machine gun and a ski mask, I would have had a very bad day.
Yep.
Because everybody is trained how to
To
respond
recognize that threat.
Right.
Yep.
So it's just about training. It's not stupid users. I'm tired of security people saying stupid user clicked on a link or stupid user went to a website. Stupid
Well,
information security didn't train their people properly.
Let's talk about stupid users because we just talked about an article that just came out with at retail shops. The
Right.
card swiper has this one of 2 passwords. We even read them on the
Yes,
air.
the pins, yes.
Right, the pins. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's stupid user.
Yeah.
Like if you don't go into Linksys and change an admin password, like,
Right.
that's on you, man.
Well, that's convenience because most users are always, especially like at homes and stuff, it's like they go and they say, well, it works out of the box. Why fix it? 10 years ago, mostly all wireless access points were coming with unencrypted.
Right,
And
absolutely.
it was
And turn it on, turn on WEP or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
there's
Exactly.
always admin Linksys.
Exactly.
I mean, that's user ID. I mean, that's all of them.
And it's because
they're
we're not
eventually changing it. Yeah, it's
we're
like-
not security minded as a society yet.
Yeah.
And so we're still leaving all these defaults, plugging in, going, oh, it works. I don't know computers. I'm not going to mess with it.
Right. And that's
And-
why hackers are so important.
Can I get
because
to the
hackers are showing
internet?
that.
Yes, I can get to the internet. I good.
Yeah. Well, and that's why hackers are so important to show these vulnerabilities because it wasn't until hackers started showing with war driving and with all the way that you could get into the wireless access points that manufacturers started taking it seriously, going, it's like, yeah, we should definitely have it encrypted by default when it goes out of the box.
I'm not gonna lie. I still one of my stupid little fun makes me laugh pastimes is I still every now and then scan the local network around my house, find open systems and open printers, and I have the standard, hey, this is your printer. I've become self-aware.
Right.
If you don't do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to go ahead and just print out your browser history when your wife's home alone.
That's right. That's funny. That is funny.
You can't do that.
I have my own Brink document. I do the exact same thing. You're not alone.
You know what scares me more than anything? I've gotten 2 phone calls. They probably, because the first time I probably made a red flag, but like the guys that call from India and want you and say you're the Microsoft and you have errors, right? Mm-hmm. And like both times I'm like, yes, I want, because I wanted show material. So
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I want to. And I'm making sure, I'm like, wait, is this going to see, so like they're doing the whole Windows R,
Right.
Oh, here's all the errors. Oh my God, you're in trouble. I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Right.
Like, should I open up my Internet Explorer browser and you can help me? Right. So it gets to the point where show my PC and they want me, and I'm like, all right, now I'm stopping.
Right.
I'm like, what happened? It's a big pop-up and it says GFY, but I said it to him.
Right.
And then the guy starts, then they call me right back and it's like, I am a supervisor. You were rude to my employee. And I go, rude to nothing.
Wow, you gotta at least love the commitment, if nothing else.
Then the guy tries to sell me. He goes, well, your computer has errors. We need to fix them. And he goes through it again. And I'm like, dude. And I go, the pop-up says, and he goes, and he goes off on me. But the fact that they called me twice, that means people are falling for it.
No, exactly. That's exactly the point.
They absolutely are.
Because they're making money out. People think, I hate spam. There wouldn't be spam if it wasn't profitable.
If it less than 1% conversion rate, that's all they need.
Exactly.
But when I told the guy, he's like, go to show my PC. He goes, what did it say? And I go, I'm on the Google and it says, show my PC is a scam. Do not click. And I goes, and then he started going, you bastard. It's like, you told me to put it in the Google, not in the Internet Explorer, so I don't know. But the fact that we were even talking on the show, like, what's the percentage of people that fall for it? It's got to be high if they got these.
It's incredibly high. Incredibly high.
Well, like I said, they don't even need it to be all that high, but it's probably still high.
Right. Especially with how strong the American dollar is right now.
Right.
You're welcome, every other country.
I was reading up on it. They want you to go to PayPal and put $2.99.
Oh, PayPal translates easier.
When I used to work for Fortune 500, we were getting war dialed all the time. People calling our people at their desks at work, trying to get them to pay Microsoft, in quotes, $29.99 directly. When we have corporate IT,
right?
If
hey, let me just go ahead and use my corporate Amex for that.
They trick them into thinking that the user caused the problem and that they're going to get in trouble, and they just, like what they were doing to you, they try to strike that fear into you, going, you're in trouble. Right. You were rude to my employer. Whatever. You go, no, I just have I want to fix my errors. Here's my money.
Wasn't the old scam printer ink, though? Like back, 10 years ago? They wanted you to order printer ink, and like people were doing it like crazy. It became this huge thing.
There's always been a scam.
There's been a scam since before computers.
Right.
And since telephones were invented, I'm sure. I would like to see somebody go as far back as they can with just telephone scams.
Well, I mean, they sold the guy sold the
first scam via hieroglyphic.
True, exactly. Well, Jason, let me ask you this: okay, you find out all this information, you just basically crack the entire operation. Right. You walk into a CFO, not really that tech savvy. Most CIOs are more business minded than they are tech minded too.
Right.
What happens? You can only do so much. I mean, there's only security. It's only based on your level of paranoia, right? About as far as locking things down.
Right.
What happens next?
Well, I've actually done a talk on that. How to create situational awareness for your employers. It's like the problem is, there's the bosses aren't stupid either. It's like we like to go and say the pointy hair boss from Dilbert and stuff, but they're doing their job. It's like it's like they have to. They can't just fail at it and stuff, unless they're bankers, then they get bailed out. But it's like otherwise you can't just get failed. Sorry, it's like you just can't get you can't just fail. So what you have to do is talk in a way that they understand. It's like we like to talk in the way that we understand, we're comfortable with, about all the bytes of the electronics and the NOP overflows and all that stuff.
Absolutely,
but that doesn't help anybody. We have to learn how to educate them in ways that they understand. That's the reason why I wrote my book. My first book was about how to educate people by saying, in commonplace language, get something that they can relate with, and then show them the dangers of that. So you go into your CFO's office and you don't tell them about the threats that you have or what's going on and why you need the budget. You go into your CFO's office and you show them the headlines from the Wall Street Journal about a hacking team or about Sony being breached or Target being breached, and saying, do you want our company name to appear right here, right after it says breached? And they will say no, and that's something they can work with. It's like, well, we need.
It's 100% return rate on that one.
Exactly.
It's just saying.
It's like you tell them, it's like, this is what we need to do so we don't show up on the headlines like that. And then you say, this is what the steps we need to take, and you make it something that they can relate to. It's like with security, we can't eliminate risk. It's like a lot of information security people want to eliminate risk. You can't. You can't eliminate risk. You can eliminate as much risk as you possibly can. You mitigate, and you tell you mitigate that risk, and then you tell your CFOs and your executives, this is as much risk you can offset by a third-party contract or by getting in cyber insurance or whatever. It's like, and then at the end of the day, there's this much risk you have to accept, because we still need the internet to do business.
Well, yeah, and you want total security, unplug the machine. I mean, the best you can do is, it's possibility. Yeah, it's possibility versus probability.
Yeah.
Can it make, is it possible that it can happen? Sure.
Right.
Is it probable?
Right.
Nah, we're good.
And all of that is still that's social engineering still. Right. And so we've kind of started using this other phrase, soft skills, because social engineering has such a negative connotation. But really, it's what it is. It's knowing how to talk to people in a way that's going to get them to go along with what you're trying to convince them of. And this isn't being malicious. This is convincing a CFO that what you're presenting to them is important and important to them, and getting them to understand it. And so you have to present it to them in words that click with what they consider to be important. Such as, do you want 2020 knocking on the door here? Yes or no? Do you want our name on that headline? Yes or no? Like, that's what they're concerned with. You can come in with all your vulnerability scans and all that garbage, and they're going to go
300-page document.
They're going to go, great. This is IT garbage. I don't have time for this. Yeah, is 2020 coming or not?
And that's reality 101. I mean, if you can only talk server room and you can't talk boardroom, you're not going to be very successful.
And it's such a huge problem we have in this industry. So many people can talk server room and are bad at boardroom.
Yep.
And boardroom is critical. Boardroom's where the decisions are made. Boardroom is where the budgets come from.
Yep.
And so you need to be able to talk to them in a way that they're not only going to understand, but then know that, hey, this guy knows what I'm up to, what's important to me. I'm going to listen to what he has to say to me, and I'm going to trust his advice because he clearly knows what I, as a CFO, am doing and I'm up to and care about.
Making yourself valuable in the workplace. What a good idea.
Who would think of that?
Yeah, to a C-level, no less.
Right? Yeah. So, what do you got? Like, what are the big takeaways from, this event today, and then, there's the B-side stuff going on tomorrow. Like, what, other than, the big animal pictures, like, what are folks specifically getting out of this, that if they're not here, screw them, they should have been, and or they should be tomorrow?
Jason Street was here.
Well, whatever. I think one of the biggest things is, like, for people that aren't familiar with the industry, I think it's a great way for them to understand exactly what hacking means. It's like, because it's not the guy with the ski mask on the keyboard.
It makes my blood boil.
It's like, so I'm very big on that. It's like, I tell people there are some criminals who are hackers, but not all hackers are criminals, and that's a distinction that's infrequently made.
So can you even watch Swordfish and not completely lose your mind?
No.
I'm just saying.
I would say no up until the point where I saw CSI Cyber and realized there are worse things. So
I made it 15 minutes into one episode, and I was like, nope, cancel season pass. I'm out.
I only did the one. I went through the whole first episode, and only just so I could live tweet my disappointment and anger. Okay, and honestly, that was the only.
I wrote it out to the bitter end just to vent.
CSI Cyber is the new who can hold their hand in the fire the longest.
Exactly. It was bad.
You get a room full of hackers.
Wow, you made it to a second episode? Yeah. Oh, you the man.
I know it's bad when, like, I'm data center sales, right?
Right.
I know about nothing. And when it makes me mad, I know, God help the guys that are actually in the weeds, man.
It's just like the movie Black Hat. It's like at ShmooCon, a whole group of hackers, we rented out one whole theater to go watch it together. It was like watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because screw the movie. We were all just making comments and like having these one-liners in. Like, it was just all groaning together at the same time.
It was MST3K, the hacker edition.
Exactly.
It's like going to see Friday the 13th on 8 Mile.
Look out! We did exactly that in Chicago. We got about 15 hackers together, went and saw it. almost all of us fell asleep.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was
Yeah,
like the
outstanding.
credits are rolling, and you look back, and everyone's rubbing their eyes.
And the sad part is about the whole
You
thing.
think they wouldn't call someone like you, Jason, though, to like say, can you at least be a
No.
consultant on this?
No, but the problem was the technical stuff was actually halfway accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just a really poor movie.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
a bad movie.
there was a part where they were and
We
spoiler
can't
alert,
have
but
Apparently,
shoot
they
that
should have paid
well.
people to come in and review the script.
Exactly. They actually had a shootout at the end in Indonesia or something like that where all these people were celebrating. And because when you're filming, the guns aren't making loud noises. That's done post-production.
Right.
So they were having this shootout, and no one was realizing that they were supposed to be shooting guns. So all the other extras were still dancing around like, oh, some guy just got shot.
And I'm
they were-
watching this going,
that's just
does
bad
nobody see
acting.
these guns?
You're in Indonesia, these 6-foot-something Thor and these
Yeah.
other Caucasian males are shooting each other with machine guns. Maybe you should take notice of that.
Maybe you should stop dancing just for a
Exactly.
moment. Yeah.
It was horrible movie. It's like I couldn't even get to the point of the technical side. The movie just sucked too bad.
It was that one line that just ate me, like, we need a black hat. I'm like, oh, I'm going to call Dave. Dave, you see the title.
It was bad. It was bad.
We are all also, though, that naturally good at shooting guns, though.
Yes.
Of course.
That was a true
Just,
thing
no
from the
one.
movie.
You
We
have
all
never
just-
seen a gun before in your life. Pick
Right.
it up and be a perfect
If you
shot.
were in prison for 15 years and then got out, you were a crack
By
shot.
default, you're a master criminal.
Hey,
Red
that's
Dawn taught me
15
that.
years of Nerf battles, okay? 15 years of Nerf battles. Get your skills pretty good,
That's
okay?
valid.
If
That's
you ever had a
completely
cubicle
valid.
war with Nerf guns,
No, Red Dawn told me
Seriously.
that as long as I got like 3 16-year-old girls, I can give them AK-47s and they can take on the Russian army. All
and
I can
win.
do is give them training, a little bit of training, like for like a half a day.
Is that what you were telling the judge you were trying to do?
Absolutely. Training.
Trying to follow that in the paper. And it was just like,
That was not me. That was another.
That's
never
why
mind.
I'm just
Girls
smiling
and
and
guns
nodding.
in your house.
Smiling and nodding, everybody. I'm just smiling and nodding.
It's only going to get deeper if I keep talking. I'm just going to go.
It's like, bail.
So, what sort of stuff are you presenting here?
I'm all year I've been touring on this whole soft skills idea of networking, professional networking, social networking in the way that we used to use the phrase, 15 years ago.
Right.
Actual IRL, human, face-to-face stuff. And it's a huge issue in the industry and in all industries, and I try to keep it not so InfoSec focused because it applies to everything. It's human
That's
interaction.
the core of what we are and do. I mean, something like, we have the mics and their podcasts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We've been a networking group since 2001. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, and we've, as a society, we've kind of ruined it for ourselves in that we have such instant gratification in our own homes. We have our Netflix, we have our PlayStation, we have every movie we ever want to watch at our fingertips so easily. Why would I ever leave my house and all of this great stuff I can see and do?
Amazon
and feel
Prime
satisfied?
delivers on my porch.
I don't have to go shopping anymore.
No.
I can have groceries delivered. Amazon Prime delivers next day or 2 days if I
I'll
want.
delever a 55-gallon drum of lube if I'd never have to leave the
Yeah.
house. I'm just
And
Yeah, thanks, Amazon Prime. Prime Day.
Yeah, and
Hashtag
a
Prime Day fail.
160-inch television for you to.
That was so
use
epic watching those go
with.
through.
right.
And we've created this whole shell of instant gratification in our own homes that why would I ever go outside and meet with some strangers and possibly feel awkward and creep someone out and maybe have a bad time when in my house I am guaranteed to have a great time all the time and feel good.
All the
And-
guys in World of Warcraft think I'm a god.
Oh, yeah.
They also think you're a 16-year-old girl. And well played.
Right. Right.
Well, it's what I tell people. It's like on the internet, guys are guys, girls are girls, and 14-year-olds are FBI agents. It's just, it's just a fact. It's just the internet.
Right.
So that's that. I'm trying to bring that back and remind everybody that hey, we're social animals. This is how we operate as creatures. We're not going to technologically evolve into something better than what networking used to be. We're technologically evolving away from it, and it's hurting us.
Oh, it absolutely. I look at my nieces and nephews, and they spend all their time, head down in the phone, texting, messaging, kicking, sniping, but they don't know how to have a conversation with anybody anymore.
Which is why you end up with like a principal security architect who has no idea how to talk to a CIO.
Exactly.
And you get that high up. How you get that high up is bizarre in the first place without being able to communicate properly in a business aspect.
What did we just learn last night? That a guy with no CS degree wrote a paper about IT in government agencies or IT in the government world and wound up getting himself hired as the director of IT for
Kwame.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was legit,
He wasn't even out of school yet.
Wow.
if it was legit, I'm all about it. But if it was complete BS,
Well, that was the one thing with our networking group that we had an issue with. We're like, well, half the guys that are going to come to our event have that anxiety because they've been sitting in a data center for years.
Right.
I go, so how do we make it a safe zone? So you'll never find us in like a bar that doesn't have a roped off area, back room. Right, it's our people.
Yes.
One guy walks in and says, "I'm with Affleck." We're like, "You need to leave." Right. So everyone that shows up knows these are our people. These are your people.
Right.
I'm the only sales guy we let in, so you're good.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And strike up a conversation with him because he's probably in your field.
we have a information security meetup, a bunch of groups in a framework in the Chicagoland area called BurbSec, and that's a big part of the framework. Is we don't. Those people are welcome to come, but we don't want pushy salespeople. We don't want pushy sponsors. If you want to come sponsor and just put your name on something and buy everyone beer, yeah, come on down.
Yep.
But if you're going to come in and start pushing
try to
on our
pitch?
people, yeah, no.
Yeah, see ya.
Right.
Thanks for the beer. Have a great night.
Our industry are these kind of people. They don't like that. They don't like they feel cornered really easily. They don't know how to get out of situations like that because we've just lost these social skills.
And more to the point, do you really, really, really want to be pissing off a room full of InfoSec guys?
All right, and the whole purpose of the meetup is to just have a beer, complain about work.
That's us,
Do you
yeah.
really want to be trying to sell something to a bunch of people who are angry about work?
Right.
No, our favorite
Angry
story
at the blinky boxes they have.
Yeah.
Our favorite story is the loud sales guy who's not in the industry anymore, go figure, who's came up to me going, "Oh, you got to take all your servers, you got to move them by me. Our data center has 100% uptime." And I go, whoa, let's stop time out right here. And I scream for Dave to come over here. I go, repeat to Dave what you just said to me.
Just that last sentence, please.
Yeah, 100% uptime. I go, so wait, hold on, let me,
Yeah.
There you go.
Where do we start? And then, of course, I had to follow this guy through his whole career, and I'm like, and he's out of the IT industry.
Yeah, do you have that in writing somewhere that I can reference?
So he did not
Right,
have.
exactly.
You're saying he didn't have 100% uptime. Is
No,
what you're saying.
no. As an employment, definitely not.
He's been in sales with that company for 4 days, right? Yep.
Yeah, I read what it told me.
Exactly.
It's all right here in this paper I just
followed the
read.
script. Yeah.
I go, wait, so you're on the regular power grid, right? You have redundant power grids coming
No.
in?
Yeah, you generate your own power
Right.
redundantly,
Yeah.
right? Is that
You have the secret of cold fusion, and you haven't told anybody.
Yeah, there's no single fail point anywhere in your equation. Kiss my ass.
So I guess let me ask the $1 million question, right? Let's say you get the CFO and CIO signs off on this thing for the soft skills and getting training done. Is there ever a point where they're covered? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you can get a cert and then you can start working on a Cisco router. This is a different animal, right? I mean, is this something that is ongoing for life? Is this something where you're equipped enough to be dangerous? You know what I'm saying?
It's up to a point. It's like you can, if you're doing the training right and you're doing the security awareness training for your users right, it is something that can stick with it. It's like one of the things I tell people is, there's an important fact that we have to understand, okay? Users don't care about your data. Users do not care about company data. They're never going to care about employer data.
Nope.
Unless they're stealing it. So
it's not theirs.
So what they have to, they are still getting compromised on Craigslist. They still don't know who their children are talking to on Facebook. They still don't know what Snapchat is. They're getting compromised in those ways. It's like, how can they worry about your data? So what we
That's
need
a great
to start.
point.
Yeah,
They don't even care about their own data that much to learn about it.
They just don't know how to do it. So what I tell an employer every time I go into an engagement, one of the end things that I talk about is having brown bag sessions, lunch sessions, or even paid security awareness training for your employers. Don't teach them how to worry about their the company data. Teach them how to secure the Wi-Fi access point at their home and why it's important. Show them the common indicators of a phishing email at home or an eBay scam or a Craigslist scam. Show them how to do the privacy settings on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Show them how to do those kind of security settings. For them.
You're personalizing it. You're making it a part of them and their lives.
So guess what? When that is done, and if you do that right, your employees will be security conscious. They'll be more suspicious. They still won't care about your data. But now they're going to be, because they're security conscious at home, they bring that to the workplace. And when they see that suspicious email, hey, that was the one that I got like for my Craigslist scam. I'm not falling for that. I should contact security.
Yeah.
So that's how you train them. You train them why they need to be better secured, not to secure the data, but for themselves to be better secured.
That's smart.
What I found works really well is obviously ongoing training. It has to be constant, perpetual.
Yes.
But incentivizing works really well.
Wait, money's a good thing?
It turns out
Not only sales guys are coin driven. It's crazy.
Money. It's the weirdest thing. A great story from a friend of ours who was a VP for a medical institution, and he was trying to get security awareness training going, trying to figure out. And he said, "I think I'm going to incentivize it. I'm going to give everybody, anytime you report something suspicious that's legitimately suspicious, I'll give you $5 on a Starbucks gift card or whatever." And he got approval to get that budget and everything. And he said it worked so well after the very first quarterly security awareness training that he got a call while he was at home from somebody who had, long story short, it was reported that there's a very suspicious looking box sitting outside of his office door, hidden underneath the lip of a cabinet, and it's just it's an opaque black box, and they don't know what it is, and it looks sketchy, and the fact that it's right next to the VP of Information Security's office and clearly hidden away out of sight, this is sketchy. And
box of Starbucks cards.
so he drives in, check it out. It turns out it was an ant trap.
Oh my God!
that had been there forever.
Right.
Just had never been noticed. Yeah.
But no one said anything until he started incentivizing the security awareness, and somebody said, "That looks suspicious. I'm gonna say," because most people they don't take security personally. They don't bring it into their personal daily lives, and they don't.
I always do the caveat. You have to be careful with that, because what I love to do is when I go on an engagement, I will carry a pocket full of Starbucks cards.
Absolutely.
So when I try to go in and tailgate someone, it's like, and if they stop me, I go, "Oh, good job! I'm with security. We were testing you. Here's your Starbucks card. Let's go in.
Here's a handshake and a Starbucks card."
And then I still follow in behind them, and I'm in.
Right here.
Even the company that did with the Starbucks cards, they're spending $300-400 on Starbucks cards, saving $150,000-200,000 in
easily.
That's a 16th
potential
of an
breaches.
electric bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But instead of putting in that second cam or hiring another CSO or whatever, that money probably pays for itself 1,000 times over.
You'd be amazed at how simple the remediation steps are to protect against a lot of these breaches, and how they're just not being used because it's never going to happen to me. And that's exactly how a social engineer attacks you, because you never think it's going to be. It's like I put in one of my slides, it's like security awareness training posters should be, physical compromise, it's just like them, and have a picture of Monty Python's The Spanish Inquisition. Because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. It's like, it's just like them. You never expect it to happen to you. It's like,
are any of the millennials going to get that reference though? Because we run into that. It kills us. We're 80s movie one-liners constantly.
If you get Holy Grail anymore.
Dude, we get crickets.
I tell you, the worst part. I actually used that slide. I was doing that slide deck in Barcelona, Spain, and it turns out it's still too soon. It's like, because I didn't even understand that that's where it started. The Spanish Inquisition.
You got to wait till the year 4000.
You didn't realize the Spanish Inquisition started in Spain?
No, I knew it started in Spain, but not in Barcelona. It was started in Barcelona.
Gotcha.
So they were a little bit more sensitive about it. Yeah.
500 years later, it's still
So that's kind of like Nazi army to Germany.
basically no Hitler jokes in Germany.
Yeah, I was like, because especially if you're using English guys to make fun of the Spanish, it's like being an American. Yeah, it didn't work out well.
You're lucky you didn't wind up involuntarily running the Bulls.
Exactly.
My grandparents were not Hogan's Heroes fans. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I know who that is. It's like, darn, I'm old.
And now, do we remember now, Bob, who the star of Hogan's Heroes was after Monday night?
Robert Blake. Kiss my ass.
Now that we've scared off all of your potential millennial listenership.
Right.
Oh, no, we took care of that years ago, yeah.
Glad I could help them.
The 80s one-liners, they don't stop. And it's like, we just lost, it goes over everything. I don't know what, we get a couple guys that come to our events going, I have no idea what the guys are talking about half the time when you get these stupid inside jokes. I'm like, good.
So for the longest, starting with episode 80, we started doing, an intro that was made up of, clips from movies, TV shows, that kind of, all the songs were from the 80s. And so I carried that through all the way through. We just had episode 100, so all the way through 99.
Right.
And it, like the mid 90s, we started getting tweets and Facebook messages from people that come to our events. Dude, I'm finally recognizing the clips and the songs that you guys are using. I want to slap you.
Well, look. look it up. Like all the millennials watch Archer now. Like Archer's the big show. How many bizarre references are made in a single Archer episode?
Oh my God, love that show.
One of my favorite things to do with Archer is anytime there's some reference that I have no idea what they're talking about, I go look it up. And then you truly realize how hilarious it is in that context. Kids, do that with this podcast. You will learn some hilarious stuff, like what the Spanish Inquisition, like why it was funny.
Yeah.
In this
Right. It wasn't really funny, but why in this context, it
I
might be
keep forgetting,
slightly humorous.
I'm a Caddyshack junkie, right? It's 1980. I was 7 when it came out. But it's like, to imagine a 24-year-old, they even understand. Like, just watch the damn movie. Watch Animal House. Spend an afternoon, watch Airplane.
Isn't that what Netflix is for? Come on.
Exactly.
Just let us give you the list of required viewing, and we'll get along.
Right, exactly. You just type Jim Belushi into Netflix.
I did that to my wife.
And get some
before we got married, she apparently slept through the 80s.
Jim was
and before we got
funny
married, I gave her a list of required viewing that she had to make it through.
Very nice.
Trying to troll him, man. You're ruining the troll. You're watching that awful sitcom he had.
Oh, Rob, yeah, you were great in Trading Places. Do we want to take a quick break and then grab a coffee?
We absolutely can. I'll tell you, before we drop off, though, so I know you've mentioned, so you do security training presentations, that kind of stuff. Is that like a for-hire thing, or is that like just within your own company?
No, I do this I contract out through other security companies and other businesses that just want someone to come in and do
So where do people find out more about that?
I am so Googleable, it's not even funny. But if you go to, you can catch me on Twitter at Jason Street with a Y.
With a Y.
Yeah, JAYSONSTRET. Also my website, forbidden.com and hackerspeak.
Okay.
It's like, that's about it. It's like, and I'm at a conference near you usually, so it's like I travel a lot.
Don't search for him on Google Images.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Do not do that.
His name is Blue Waffle. That's his code name.
It's like rule number 1 on the internet: do not Google Rule 34. It's like,
And where can people find out more? And like I said, I'm sure we'll come back for more conversations.
I'm at a conference near you. I was telling Jason earlier, I'm going to dethrone him. I'm most active on Twitter. Johnny Xmas, J0HNNYXM4S.
Very hacker.
Used to be elite, now I'm street.
That should have been
I'm dethroning you, man. I'm taking your name.
There.
Dave still calls himself a sysop, so that's all right.
Nice. I've got
mad props for that. There you go.
all of my videos and my talks are up in the usual place on Iron Geek's website. What I like about my talks is I do a very stream of consciousness manner of speaking, just like Jason does. So I'm giving
You're a unique and beautiful snowflake, just like all the other guys here.
I tell everybody
there's a lot of unique snowflakes here, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I do a very stream of consciousness manner of speaking, and so even though I'm giving the same talk in quotes at every con, each one is drastically different from the last. So maybe at the end of the year, I want to put together like a big supercut of this year's like networking talk. But that's
awesome.
But by day, I'm a penetration tester for a company called Red Lake International. We're based out of Chicago. Do you have a bell for that?
No, we didn't bring the hotel bell. I was digging it.
Yeah, I should have had you grab one. Yeah.
Jake, can we get a ding? Ding. All right, yeah, and so that's redlake.com, and we offer all of the services that I've been discussing.
Awesome. All right, well, let's come back in a few for more chats. We'll take a quick break, and
this
see
is
what else we can get. What other trouble we can get into.
It's IT and the D Show at Converge B-Sides. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Right, thanks for having us.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
Welcome back to a special edition of the IT in the D Show. We are broadcasting live from the Converge B-Sides Conference, which is being held at the Wayne State University campus in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob, the sales guy, always here with Dave, the geek. Find us online, itinthed.com. Follow us on Twitter, /ITinTheD, like us on Facebook /ITinTheD. And we are, instead of enjoying delicious falling down beer in studio, we are doped up on CBI Red Bull and coffee. So it's a little bit weird this time, but we will make it a go. We appreciate Jason Street and Johnny Christmas joining us the first segment, talking about soft skills and hacking. Segment number 2, we're actually joined by Dave Schwartzberg from Hack for Kids, a very cool program we just learned about 10 seconds ago. Dave, why don't you introduce yourself and talk to us more about this program?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having us. My name is David Schwartzberg. I'm the president, one of the main organizers of Hack for Kids. It's just an organization. It's a 501c3 charity where we're really focused on internet safety and best practices for youth ages 8 to 17, and also giving them an environment where they can explore science and technology.
Which is something that isn't being done. We see all the time they're teaching kids how to code, teaching kids, but nobody's teaching them safety, right? And it's for dads like, we both have young children. For us, it's a nightmare to say, go Google this, because God knows what they're going to find, right?
Well, yeah, or even if they're just on, YouTube, clicking around watching, whatever show they want to watch or whatever clip and that kind of stuff. 4 clicks later, God help you with what they're on. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's actually one of the greatest ways to get infected.
Yeah.
So, this is the first time I've learned about anybody that's actually doing internet safety. So I guess for that, I applaud you. But what are some of the, not the coursework, but what's some of the main points or the bullet points that you guys stress with the kids that you're teaching?
Well, the safety part really kind of comes from a lot of different things that I do, extracurricular with my kids as well as a professional. Namely, stuff in scouting with Boy Scouts of America. I'm a scouter, I'm a leader there. And we teach a lot about youth protection and stuff like that. But also with ISC Squared Foundation, just their Safe and Secure Online program, which is something that also is ingrained in me. Sure. And that's one of the things that we make sure we do at every conference, whether it's like at lunch when you're eating, you got a captive audience, or at the end just before you give them the prizes before they go home. We tend to have the highest attendance rate at that time.
Right. But for one thing, it's great with IT dads, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of, moms that don't know the first thing about IT, or a lot of my friends don't know the first thing. And Sammy's nodding. But what's some of the basics for them? Like we talked in the first segment with Johnny and Jason, like when we're teaching security to the people at the front desk and whatnot, telling them how to lock down their social media accounts. Is this something, I could see this being something for parents too. Are you hitting them as well, or just focusing on the kids?
Well, that's a really interesting question, because while we really tend to be focusing on the kids, some of the parents walk away slightly more educated, and that's actually a really desired byproduct. That was kind of unexpected in the beginning, but a lot of the foundational knowledge is really stuff that we kind of take for granted, especially if you're trained in IT and InfoSec. Things like using a strong password. Kitten is not a good password.
Right.
Or Kitten1, slightly better, but,
And don't tell everybody.
Exactly. Oh, too late. And then it kind of builds on there. Things like fake antivirus and going into a website, and you get that pop-up that says, oh, by the way, we're scanning your computer, and you have malware. Well, it's really the malware that's there, and then you pay for it to get infected, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, you pay to get infected, and then you pay more to get rid of it. Outstanding. Yeah.
Well, I went through a big thing with my kid. My daughter's 11, just turned 11, and of course Minecraft, right?
Oh, yeah.
Saving Goodbye tests Minecraft is one of his favorites. But she was downloading mods and add-ons for Minecraft from untrusted sources. So all of a sudden, I'm going through 30, 40 pop-ups. It took me hours to clean up her computer, and I'm like, let's sit down and have that talk.
Yeah, and that's definitely a great indicator. You're seeing what's going on in their machines. The machines are slowing down. They're complaining about their machines. Things stop working. And then you go and you're like, why is there a process in there looks like the name of the process is somebody hit the keyboard twice? So, you're laughing because I had to clean that off your computer once. And he goes to the sites. And the Minecraft thing, it's a lure. It's just another way of drawing the flies to the honey, right? So typically like SEO poisoning, as soon as there's some kind of major event, celebrity dies, there's a natural disaster, they gravitate to that, and that's where they're getting these kids. And these kids are much more innocent, and they don't know the signs of when they're being attacked. And that's what we're trying to teach you.
Yeah, the 37 different variations of the name just to be safe in the title. Yeah, that might be a problem. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I don't mind. That's the thing. Like, some might consider it annoying, but I don't mind my kid running downstairs going, hey, can I download this free app? Can you put your password in, Dad? Yes, I will do that all day long, because I am not giving them... I lock down their computer. Same thing. I'm like, you are not to download anything. Like, you are to come to me, and I will gladly run upstairs and make sure that
let's be honest.
Walk, run, right, crawl slowly. But until you guys get it, meaning my kids, you're not touching nothing, right? And I see your browser history, right? They don't know, they're innocent, but like the whole YouTube thing, again, scares the living bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
All the garbage that's out there.
So Hack for Kids. Is there a website that people go to? Is it is it a conference of its own? Is it like what? So what? How do people find out more about Hack for Kids and learn what you do?
Well, both of those things are true. So there's a website they can go to www.h4k. Sorry, that was the acronym. www.HAK4KIDZ.com. But But it's also a bunch of conferences that so the first conference was in Chicago last year in 2014, late summer, just kind of really test it out and see what works and what doesn't. But this year we're doing 4. We're doing 4 different conferences. We've done one already at Circle City Con as a village. We did one in Chicago, which is our main conference that we have every year. And then we're doing one at BrewCon, scheduled August 4th. So that's the Sunday before BrewCon.
Okay.
And then October 10th at Grand Rapids in conjunction with GERCon. So Chris Payne and I have organized and discussed this, and we have a go-forward plan. And tickets are on sale now.
Okay. Now, what's the ticket going for?
It really varies, but generally speaking, the kids' tickets are $40, and a parent ticket's typically $25.
Okay.
And that just covers, like, base costs. But at GERCon, because the adult also has access to the Friday-Saturday GERCon conference, Chris approved a discounted ticket of $125.
Okay. Well, they're getting fed, too, and everything, so that it's pretty much almost
coffee, food, beer.
Yeah.
Fun.
Right. So then, again, it's probably a break even if you're going to go find that content yourself.
It's actually, if Hack for Kids becomes an afterthought for somebody and they already bought a $150 GERCon ticket and then the additional $40 ticket, if you get everything through Hack for Kids website, you save $25. But it's all going to a charity as well, and that's how Chris is supporting us.
Okay. What's the charity?
Hack for Kids.
Oh, that's the okay. I'm sorry.
Their own.
That's I'll stop talking now.
So okay. So you're participating in these other conferences. So like, what should people expect? Okay, so I bring my kid to a security conference. Like, what should I expect them to get out of it? What sort of tracks? Is
what
it
do you mean we're not building Legos, Dad?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, is it a hands-on thing? Is it a
So, we have 3 pillars or tiers of content that we provide. 1 is speaking, 2 are activity stations, and 3 are workshops. And they're all very popular in different ways. So speakers could be really any age, but we really emphasize younger speakers, first-time speakers. We want someone to come out of their shell. They got a good idea, and they want to share it. Or even someone like Johnny Christmas spoke about the title of his talk was When We Stopped Going Outside. And it was all about video games.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great talk. He loved it. Sammy loved it. And then other pieces like the activity stations, those are all hands-on mini labs in a way to speak. So it could be doing crypto challenges. It could be learning spy math that we call it, just a more intriguing name. Doing stuff with technology reverse engineering. We call it the Technology Destruction Village, where kids actually get a chance to take tech apart and look at how it was built. Because what do? You give your kid a computer and like, don't touch it. But here we're like, touch it. The kids could do whatever they want. In fact, somebody found an old Metallica CD in one of the old DVD players.
Nice. Oh, that's hilarious.
They kept it.
Right, of course, as you should.
Yeah. So we do that, and there's like, Python for Kids. We've done stuff with Snap Circuits. Just a whole bunch of creative things that whatever we come up with. Network security, looking at Wireshark. And then we also do the workshops. So the workshops this year in Chicago were Introduction to Raspberry Pi, which a lot of adults were like, I want to take that. It was a lot of fun, and it ended with learning robotics and programming a servo motor to move.
Okay.
And then the other one was Web Hacking Exposed, which Sammy took, which was teaching them not only how web apps are built, but to build it the right way and the vulnerabilities that they can have.
So I guess let me ask you this. If I talk to, go to my kids going, hey, would you want to go to an IT security conference? They're going to be like, yeah, no, Dad, great. An IT dad, again, I don't think I hit all the things I need to. So is this mostly being driven by the folks that
It's very community driven.
Okay.
So all the volunteers are somebody who's an InfoSec professional, an ethical hacker, someone in IT, just a maker, anything like that, where they have the same kind of passion that I have as far as teaching technology to kids that they can't learn in school, or teaching it the way that we learn how to do it a little better. And I'm not knocking the education institutions out there.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, that's a weekly topic. Yeah,
right.
But we want to go a little further beyond. But actually, even the Web Hacking Exposed class, that's actually teaching them a skill that if they keep at it, they could become like a bug bounty researcher.
Yeah, because Hour of Code was last year. That was a big thing. I believe Kidpreneur was putting it on, and it was pulling teeth trying to get our administration to allow that just for the 5th graders. And I'm like, you know what? I'll teach my kids at home. I'm not going to worry about the rest of them. So I got them all on. I got them all on Khan Academy.
Yeah.
You can learn the Hour of Code there, and I get a cool email report saying how many minutes my kids spent doing it, what her score was, so then I can talk to them about it. What'd you learn? What was good? What wasn't good? Think about how awesome that is, that it's interactive with me, that I can talk to them about it. I don't know what they learn at school.
Well, it's really awesome, but just until now, my son didn't know that I was watching his activity on Khan Academy. Thanks a lot. You just outed me, dude.
Skeptical kid is skeptical. he's got the look.
We get emails on everything, Sammy, just letting you know.
So no, I mean that's it sounds like you guys are doing good stuff. So I mean it's a 501c3, so it's charitable, good thing. So what do you get? Like is like the purpose of the funds coming in to put on these conferences? I mean, or is there any like what else do you guys do?
It's primarily the conferences where we are taking as much content as we can to put on an online library. So if you go to our website, there's a tab, click on library, and there's some of the content, crypto challenges, presentations, and stuff like that. But it's not an easy or inexpensive thing to run a charity. You've got to do all the registrations.
No, it's
not. I've got to file with every state that I want to solicit funds with, and that costs some money and some time too, as well as getting all the gear, buying all the shirts, getting the food, getting everything organized. So yeah, it's really
the food. I just know that is like when we try to put on a conference, it's obscene what they want to charge for conference food.
But since we do it usually in a location that we don't want the kids to kind of wander off because then it's hurting cats to get them back and organized.
Right.
So we feed them there, and that's why we do the safe and secure presentation, because now that we have them and they're eating, we can then insert a 40-minute presentation on being like internet best pat.
Yeah, while you're sitting there eating cookies, we're good.
Right. I mean, just as an idea, it wouldn't be a bad call. Once you get to the point where you can do this, just like our code and it's available online, it'd be great to have something to give to the kids for the crypto challenges or the just to get them security focused and minded. And granted, I know this is probably a pipe dream and it's a mile away, but it might be something nice to strive for. Just as a parent, be something great to have my kids do.
You kind of read my mind last week, because that's what I was thinking about. Is how can we take more of the content?
I didn't know you last week.
I know you didn't. So that's pretty powerful.
It makes it even creepier.
I was thinking about that exact same thing last week. How do we get more content to more people with making it scalable? And that's been the biggest challenge, because there's only one of me and only have so much time, and there's only so many volunteers that are willing to give their time. So it's trying to find more people willing to donate their time,
and then an even fewer amount that actually follow through when they say they're willing to give their time.
Yeah.
We know.
I love my volunteers, but and I'm a volunteer too, and I'm always not the best one either. So I'll just put it out there. But I'm trying to think of a way that we can build a framework so that if somebody wants to put a conference on in their city using the Hack for Kids name and some of the guidelines that we have specifically around vetting volunteers that have a safe background, making sure that the volunteers are people who have been proven in historically to follow through, as well as have something to offer. I think that would be a great way to kind of get it into other cities or remote locations. But we want people who have done stuff like that before.
We have like 5 or 6 people that we work like from Rhino coders to Kidpreneur all the way down. There's a bunch of guys just in Metro Detroit that do it just for the coding, right? But again, I think this is a great add-on for what they're doing.
Dovetail. I was going to say it's a good dovetail for it.
And we're not focused just on coding, and so we're really focused on any discipline, anything like from STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math, and we really try to focus on that and have enough of it. But if the framework is the hardest thing, because then you got to like the adult protection, the youth protection. We have usually an off-duty police officer that's there that also trained EMTs. So we want to make sure that there's someone there from a safety and security aspect as well. And that's the hardest part to ensure somebody's doing.
Well, absolutely. Again, I could see that being a huge personal security thing. Going, who the hell's here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just checking IDs. It's worse probably
in today's world. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Probably worse than Chuck E. Cheese times 10. I'm just saying.
And you know what? In plus one for Chuck E. Cheese, their system of using the blue light hand stamp, it actually is not that bad. It's pretty good. Granted, if you know what the code is, you can kind of fake it, but they do a good enough job in considering, these are like high school or college kids that are doing this. We try to institute something like that, but we bought the wrong size stamp. It was too tiny. We couldn't read it. So trying to come up with some other creative ideas, something that might even be technology related. But maybe an RFID or embedding NFC inside the badge or something like that.
We just found a new technology yesterday we're thinking about implementing for ours, and I don't even know, that's more for contact management. But still, the technology's there where you can sync up two of the lanyards, and if we find it, I'll send it over to you. But I know there's stuff like that that exists.
Oh, that would be very awesome. But the thing is, it's got to be scalable. It can't be too expensive, not require too much development. And really what we've been just doing is just having the right people watch the door and just institute like controlled photography rules, things like no phones in restrooms, even if you're just checking something, put it in your pocket.
in a way.
business, because you don't want to ever be accused of taking a picture of somebody in there, especially a youth.
Well, there was
and
that.
you didn't.
There was that dad not too long ago, the guy that took the selfie with the Darth Vader.
Yep.
But so he was taking a selfie, but on the other side was a mom with her kids,
And he didn't know.
And she took a picture of him and blew it up on Facebook that this pervert's taking a picture of my kids, and this guy's life's ruined. Even when he found the post and replied, "Here's the picture I was taking of myself with the Darth Vader."
Yeah, and it just can happen,
and your life's over.
It is.
That's how crazy this world is now.
It is.
Yeah,
and that's why we try to have those kinds of controls, because one, we don't want the false negative or positive, whatever that might be, false negative.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a positive. I don't know. It's not positive in any way, shape, or form. That's why I'm trying to refrain from using that. Right. We don't want bad things to go down to good people.
Absolutely.
Yep. Don't even let yourself have the appearance of impropriety, and you're fine.
Oh my God, yeah, I couldn't even imagine. But yeah, anything moving forward? If you guys, how do we find you online again? If anybody wants to,
www.hak4kidz.com.
Okay, we'll put it out on our Twitter and Facebook too. Just if anybody's
already threw it out.
And
awesome.
The dates and all that are online for the events.
Exactly. Everything's on the homepage. You can just scroll down a bit and you can see where we're at. And ODOA next to a conference means it's done.
Okay.
It's over.
So now, are you local here, or are you somebody that traveled to get here?
I traveled here outside the Chicago suburbs. I live in the Chicago North suburbs.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Well, anything you need from us moving forward, we love what you're doing.
Thanks.
We'd love to help you out. Obviously, it's we with the whole STEM kids, we're all about it. I mean, you're only good as the people coming up behind you. So, I mean, anything we can do to help, please get us engaged.
We could always use a donation.
We could use some revenue to give donation.
if only.
But also on our webpage, people can make a donation, too, if they want.
That's awesome.
Right, there's a donate button. Oh, another really cool thing. Make a donation without spending a dime. Smile.amazon.com. Go in there, log in with your regular Amazon
you guys
account.
Are the approved.
We're on Smile.
Very, very cool.
And then just put in Hack for Kids space NFP, and then just pick us as your charity, and we'll get 0.5% every time you buy something, but it's not from you. It's directly from Amazon.
I am familiar with that. I'm already read, but no, I'll go look for that one. That's
Thanks a lot.
outstanding.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's great. That was great. Jack Daniel has been a fantastic advisor during this whole process on whether or not to go 501c3, just even like going on Smile.
I get a lot of my advice from Jack Daniels too.
You gotta get a couple of whiskeys in them first.
Bottle here is a good.
This is a good one.
My best ideas come from Jack Daniels.
Oh wait, you're talking about the drink?
Yeah.
Good laughs.
But yeah, we'll put the stuff up online.
Thank you.
Anything we can do moving forward to help promote or push what you guys are doing. We're a big.
We'll keep in touch. We'll let you know what we're doing,
Yeah,
and this way,
absolutely.
if you guys can promote it out, that's the hardest thing. Is you guys have an audience, and we have, I think, 377 followers today on Twitter.
Okay.
So you got we got a small echo chamber, you got a big echo chamber,
right?
So things like that really help.
We've always said we have no idea how we've managed to build the platform that we have. So use your powers for good, not evil. That's all.
Exactly.
That's our game plan.
I think it's your voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Dave Schwartzberg from Hack for Kids. All the info is going to be up online. We appreciate you and Sammy for hanging out with us, and we'll see you during the show at Converge B-Sides, hopefully later on today.
Wait a second. It looks like people are starting to tear down. I tell you what. Let's take a break. We'll see what's going on, and maybe we come back. Maybe we don't. We'll see who's around.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. This is the IT and the D show at the Security Converged B-Side show in Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan. We might be back.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're students.
Exactly.
That was great. Thanks.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.